Suppose that having had that experience may make me more comfortable around you than my other Starfleet colleagues.
I see. I must return to work.
Joe Landreau's up, Commander.
Danger.
No, what's that
Approaching
alarm
safety
now?
limits of engine containment field. Antimatter containment positive. Warp drive within normal parameters.
Captain, thank you.
Don't worry, Josh. I'm just making the rounds.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't even know where to begin. I feel like I'm lost down here. Every time I try to fix something, something else breaks. I repair one EPS conduit and start a cascade failure of the whole main grid.
Don't try to fix everything all at once. A good engineer knows that things will fail. Prioritize.
The chief would have known what to do in an instant.
If we're going to make it through this, we all need to pull together. Dig deep. Find our strengths. Rise above our limitations. You can do this.
I know. But you need the ship ready now.
Not at the expense of my chief engineer. These are your people. Take a step back and look at the big picture. You have the skills.
All I've ever wanted to do is experimental engineering. Building new technologies. I even dreamt about being a part of the Midas project. My family didn't understand that. My father was a big Starfleet man. Go out and see the stars, not just draw them. I'd be content sitting at home at Thunder Bay and going fishing on the weekends, skipping stones across the lake.
That does sound nice right about now.
My father's the one who wanted me to be in the fleet. And after a while, I guess I came around to the idea. Now look where I am.
You know, someone once said that a ship is only as good as the engineer who takes care of her. You can do this. Be the engineer that I know you can be. You'll get home, Josh. We'll all get home.
I guess I shouldn't complain. You've become captain now. I'm not sure I could take on the responsibility for the whole ship. Engineering's bad enough.
We are approaching Kokonis. It won't be long before we're engaged in battle, General.
And you knew with whom we'll be engaged?
The alien vessel from the Romulan galaxy.
And what of the ship itself? What are her specifications? Her weaponry? What is her name, young one?
I do not know, sir.
To defeat our enemy, you must get to know them. Keep them as close as possible. Get to know their secrets, their desires, their needs. They've attempted to steal a power source we've left dormant since our Great War. This tells me they're low on supplies. If their ships are like ours, they will be dependent on antimatter. They'll be weak. But they will do everything possible to survive, as the self-destruction of their engine core has already demonstrated.
You've learned all this?
From observation. And in the remote chance that we don't defeat them today, we'll at least have learned more about them.
Of course, General. There's also a message sent from Majan Saram. She wishes for you to update her on your status.
Yes, she is of course clever and wise. I shall attend to it immediately.
In their name.
Clever and wise.
Shouldn't you be in sickbay, Lieutenant?
Vaughn released me when I wouldn't cooperate. I'm reporting for duty, sir.
Good. We are returning to the mining planet. They have stores of processed antimatter. We need those stores.
No way! We'll get blown out of the sky as soon as we get close.
I have a plan.
This is her idea, isn't it? Sir, it's insane.
Do you have any other ideas, Lieutenant?
No, sir. I know I don't want to die on that rock, though.
Like I said, I have a plan. Gillen, report to Astrometrics. I'll meet you there. Maya, Talora, come with me, please.
Maybe it's not too late to be confined to sick bay.
Okay. We know the planet has antimatter stores we can use to refuel the warp core. We can't beam it up from orbit, and we can't get the shuttles past the satellites, so our original plan is still sound. We beam down, with our pattern enhancers, collect as much as we can, and beam up.
Like I said, blown out of the sky.
Sir, she's right. I don't see how we can get close enough to the surface to beam down an away team without being blown up.
That'll be where you and Talora come in. We drop out of warp as close as we can to the planet, which means we'll need to complete a near warp beam-in before we jump to warp again. Alex will take care of the warp jump and the transport. As soon as you beam down, find a console, and Ensign Gillen, you'll need to access the satellite controls and send us their command code so that we can deactivate them from here once we warp out. You will only have a few minutes, so once you've collected as many pods as you can, signal us to return. We will warp back in, beam the team and the pods back to the ship, and deactivate the satellites from here. Let's do it.
Gillen to Odyssey. I have the command code for the satellite. Transmitting to you now.
We have them. Talora, start transmitting as soon as we get back into range. Alex, get us back to that planet.
Commander, we have a problem. Arkan ship's bearing down on us. They must have known we were here. Shields hit!
Evasive action, Helm.
We're not going to be able to get close enough to the planet to beam up our team and the supplies, even if we take out the satellite.
Then perhaps we should leave the satellites operational.
So we can die in half the time?
Your sarcasm is most unpleasant, Lieutenant. The boy is down there on the planet with access to the satellite's programming. He may not be able to deactivate it from there, but he can change the target.
So the satellites target the Arkan ships.
Now that sounds more like it.
Odyssey to Gillen, do you think you can get to the satellite control system and reprogram them to target the Arkan ships firing at us?
If I had an instruction manual and a programming team, then maybe.
Sorry, Ensign. You only have a few minutes.
No pressure then.
Maya, continue firing. We need to bide some time. Alex, keep them weaving around us.
They're firing the weapons at us, but they're in no danger of penetrating our hull.
They know this, and yet they still remain. Why don't they flee?
They haven't got what they came for.
Perhaps. And perhaps they know something we don't. Be wary. This fight may not be as easy as we first thought.
Odyssey to Gillen. How's it coming?
I think I have it. And I'm changing the targeting procedures now. I can't guarantee it'll work, but you'll know in about 30 seconds.
No change yet. Our shields are at 40%.
Wait. The satellites have stopped firing.
Confirmed. The satellites have stopped and are changing direction towards the Arkan ships.
They are charging weapons and about to fire on the Arkans.
You did it, Gillen. Wozniak, take us in. We're going to need to initiate transport and go straight to warp.
Aye, sir. Changing course.
The alien vessel is leaving the system. General, I don't know how this happened.
They were desperate. They used everything they had. And it worked.
You sound almost admiring, General.
And I am. One ship should have been an easy enough target. But we've learned two things from this encounter.
Yes, General?
We've learned that they're extremely resourceful, and I was wrong to underestimate them. I shall not make that mistake again.
Majan Serum will not be pleased.
I shall prepare the report myself.
Yes, General. And what was the second thing we learned?
The ship's name, young one. It is the Odyssey.
Mr. Serum, I beg you not to be...
Okay, Gus. My special one. They have made fools of us, of Arcana. No more. We will have their remains spread across our space as a warning to all who would oppose us. They will beg for mercy before I am through with them.